everyone, it's Mrs. Davis and I'm here at the Happy Place to Grow. I'm glad that you are joining me once again because you know what time it is. It's spell check time. We have been working together to advance our skills. We're working on ending blends. Remember, a blend is two consonants that team up. You can hear both of the sounds, but they sort of flow in such a nice way. They sound like sometimes almost one sound. We were working together on this ending blend, SK. Can you say it at home before we say it together? What does S and K say? And hopefully you've joined me on the last video where we were working on ending blends, the last two videos, and you remember what SK says. Yeah, sk. If you forgot, or this is a video that's new to you, say it with me. Sk. Super. Let's move to the next ending blend. It's S and T. Remember, we're going to hear both of their sounds. They're going to flow together. St. Right. St. And we know that this blend also, this team, can also be at the beginning of words. And then we worked on this one. This one's a little more challenging, but we worked it out together. N and D. Right. And then finally, NT, that combo. Remember what it says? Can you do it at home? All right, let's do it together. What we were working on in the previous lessons, we were putting letters together to build words, and we were tapping out each sound and then blending slowly and then saying it fast. Video number 2, we were working on reading whole words, identifying our blends, and thinking about short vowels, putting all the sounds together quickly to read the words in an efficient manner. And we also read a story where we were putting our word knowledge into an actual story reading, and then we were spying out the land, the story land, to find words that had blends, and we were highlighting them together. That was fun. Today's challenge is going to take us to another level up because we know that spelling and reading are connected. So once you've identified and you've practiced the words and you know the sounds that the letters make, you can transfer that knowledge into your spelling, whether you're doing a spelling test or you're doing your writing in your writer's notebook, if you're typing on a computer, if somebody asks you how to spell something, you can think really thoughtfully about each sound, and you can use that knowledge to help you with your spelling. I was working with some students today in my Sunday school class, and they were in first grade, and they were asking me how to spell certain words, and we were sounding those words out. And as we sounded them out, they were better able to write the letters. They were using that letter sound knowledge. So this connection is very powerful because it can make us more confident as we're writing. Now, even if you're not writing with paper and pencil, but you're typing something, a story on a computer or a tablet, you've got this. So today's task is going to be, the first thing we have to do always is get something to write on. Now, I like to build a grid. If you've been with me for the many videos that we've done with letters and sounds, and then our final task is spell check. I usually set up in column form. In this case, we have 4. Here's my headers. Sk, st, nd, nt. And then I put those at the top, and I sort of fold and kind of make my creases. You can use any kind of paper. I've used computer paper. You can use a note tablet that has lines, spirally notebook. You can grab any kind of paper. You can draw those columns. You can even do this spell check on a tablet if you have something that a pen that you can write with on your tablet. Do that. You can. So after you prepare a paper with columns and grids or however you set it up for yourself, I'm going to call out the words that we've been working on together, words that we've been spelling and reading orally. We've been spelling them out loud, tapping them out, and then reading them. I'm going to call them out, but I'm not going to show you. I want you to think about the sounds. You know, sometimes when you hear letters and you picture those, or hear the sounds and you picture the letters in your mind, it can really help you make the connection to be able to write the correct sounds. And of course, we want to write neatly. We want our letters to be in the correct direction and position. We want to use lowercase letters and write so that it's readable. So communication by writing should be understandable for the people that look at it. You've got this. I'll call out, then you're going to spell on your paper. Then we'll go back, and this is where check comes in. So we'll go back. I will spell the words and put them in the columns, and you can check. If you spelled it correctly, you can put a check on your spelling paper, however you set that up. If not, just circle it. It's okay. It just lets you know that you might need to practice that word some more. Maybe you got a letter in the wrong direction. You want to just fix that up. You can go ahead and do that later as we check through. Okay? Because making those corrections is important, again, to getting that word really solid in your mind. You don't want to spell it incorrectly and then not fix that wrong spelling, because in your mind you might keep that wrong spelling in your mind. So let's make those fixes, make those changes. It's so powerful to connect words with writing and spelling. All right, let's get started. Go ahead and get your paper ready. I like for you to use a pencil. I always had my students in class use a pencil, and that way if they make a mistake, they can just erase it or fix it. Of course, on a tablet, if you're working, that's an easy fix. Just delete, Computers, they make life a lot easier. When you're doing your spell check, you can get, I'm looking for, here it is. Let's see if I've got my highlight. You can use a highlight marker and circle. My students always liked to do that. Okay. Let's get started. I just lost my pile. I'm ready. Are you? Okay. First step, I'm calling out the words, and then I want you, if you've been with me for a while, I'll call out a word. You're listening for sk, st, nd, nt. If you hear wherever column that you hear that blend, you spell that word, and you're going to go down or over each time I call a word out. Just spell it in that space, and then we'll go back and check. Okay, let's get started. I'll go slow so that you can hear the letters clearly. Okay, here we go. Word number 1. And the girl and the boy went to the park. And so you're thinking about your headers, and you're going to write the word and underneath the correct ending blend. Word number 2, ask. I will ask my mom if I can have a cookie after supper. Ask. So again, look at your paper or whatever you're writing on, and you're going to put that word under that blend. Let's move on. Next word, went, went. I went to school yesterday. Went. Okay. Super. Are you feeling confident? I know you're doing great. Let's move on to the next one. Just. Just. I will bring my umbrella just in case it rains. Just. Okay. Next one. Sand. Sand. At the beach, it is fun to dig and build a sand castle. Dig in the sand and build a sand castle. Sand. Do you like to put your toes in the sand? I love to. Moving along. Next word is must. Must. I must make my bed before I can go out and play. Must. Okay. Here's a good one. Mask. Mask. It is fun to wear a mask on Halloween. Mask. Are you writing neatly? Are your letters formed nicely? I know they are. Next word, sent. Sent. I sent a note to my teacher. Sent. Next word, fast. How fast can you run? Fast. I used to love to race my students on the playground sometimes, and they always thought they were so fast. But Mrs. Davis was the fastest one. Fast. Yeah, I did. I actually beat them. Here's a good one. Desk. My teacher wants me to keep my desk in order. I always wanted my students to keep their desk in order. Desk. Hear that blend? That one's a good one. Ooh, this is a buggy one. Ant. Ant. The ant was crawling on the ground. Ant. Not your aunt. That's your mom's sister. This is an insect. Ant. That's important because they're spelled differently. Ant. Sound the same, but spelled different. Next one. Best. My best friend and I are having a sleepover. Best. Best. Okay, just a few more. 4 more. We've got this. Tent. Tent. When we go camping, we will sleep in a big tent. Tent. Keep going. Next one, hand. When I want to answer a question, I raise my hand. That's always polite. Hand. 2 more. Next up, lost. Lost. I saw a sign today and it was showing that a dog was lost. Lost. And then finally, I thought this would be a good way for us to end spell check. The word is end. This is the end of our spell check writing. And then we have to spell. So it's not truly the end. And not and, not that connection. We already did that one. This is end. And please make sure you don't have a B for a D. All right, let's get on to the spell check part. Spell check. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back through now. I will show you the words and we will look at the spelling. If everything looks good, letters are neat, word is spelled correctly, you'll put that check next to the spelling. If not, you will just circle, if you want to use a highlight marker to let you know. Is it okay if you don't spell it correctly? Sure. Again, it just lets us know that's a word that I'm going to continue to work on. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just something I know I need to continue to practice. And we know practice makes permanent, so we're okay with that. I spell things. I have to think about spelling words all the time, especially as a teacher, if I'm communicating, and sometimes I have to look it up because I'm not quite sure. It's okay to not be sure, but it's not okay just to give up and say, I'm not even going to worry about it. Spelling correctly is important, and we've got this. Okay, well, let's get started. Word number 1 was and. The girl and the boy. That's a connection word. It connects one thing with another, like salt and pepper, day and night. So it's A-N-D, that's an a. And that would have went here. So in your spell grid, I'll show you what that would have looked like. You had it spelled like that, you would have put it down, and then check. Okay. The next word was ask. That's pretty close, except starts with an a, but the ending one is sk. Ask. So that would have been here, A-S-K. How'd you do on that one? And hopefully, sometimes I have trouble writing a lowercase k because it's tall, but then the little, I call it like the little arm and leg, they're going to be the same size as these two small letters here. Okay, moving right along, spellers. The next one was went. That had 4 sounds, 4 letters. Went. The ending blend was nt. I mean, here's the genius of spell check. Here's the easiness of it. Part of the word you have the letters for. So you just have to get the first beginning sound and the vowel sound. That goes there, W-E-N-T. Then up next was just in case it rains. And that J, I used to tell my students that was a lowercase letter that falls. It lines up with these lowercase letters, and then it falls, that little hook. J-U-S-T, just. Hopefully, you're doing really well. And your letters look neat. Then up, sand, and look what's in there, and, S-A-N-D, sand. And then we've got that D at the end, not a B. So if you wrote the wrong direction for that letter, sometimes if you're in a hurry, you do. I do too sometimes. You want to circle that so we can erase it. Sand and do what? Yeah, they rhyme. Up next, must. I must make my bed before I go out and play. Must. And that goes here. Just and must also rhyme. Right after must, we had mask. ask. So that goes here. Look at that. I didn't even plan that, but ask and mask rhyme also because they have the same vowel and the same ending blend. Then we had sent. I sent a note to my teacher. It goes right here. How crazy is that? I didn't even plan that. Went and sent, but it's kind of cool, right? Up next was fast. And you know, this teacher was fast. Now I'm kind of old now, so the students would probably beat me for sure. I wouldn't even take them on. They would. But in my day, when I was younger, I was pretty fast. F-A-S-T. Fast. Good. Does fast rhyme with just and must? If you said no, you're correct. But why? They all have this ending blend, but the vowel is different in just and must. They have an where fast has an ah. So no rhyme. I know you knew that. I was just checking. It's a spell check and a rhyme check. Then we had desk. Hopefully you didn't spell besk. I don't think that's a word. If you have your letter in the wrong direction, just circle it so you can fix it later. Yeah. And we know that desk does not rhyme with mask or ask because the vowel's different. I like that we're sharpening our rhyming skills along with our spelling skills. Hey, double trouble on us, right? Then there was ant. You know, the bug that crawls on the ground. Ant. Went, sent, ant. And then we had best. This is the best day ever. We got ice cream sundaes. Best. That goes right here. Just and must rhyme. Fast and best. Do they rhyme? They don't. Why not? Right. They don't have the same vowel sound. I can't even ask you that question anymore because you've got that one, don't you? Tent. When you go camping, you definitely need to sleep in a tent, right? That goes here. Went, sent, ant, tent. We got another rhyme, don't we? Yeah. T-E-N-T. Tent. Just a couple more, 3 more to go. Hand. Hand. Raise your hand if you want to answer a question. Hand. Oh, look. All 3 of these do rhyme because they have and. And then lost. I hope that family finds their lost dog. I really did see that sign today. Made me sad. Lost. Where does lost go? Oh, yeah. Lost. L-O-S-T. I'm just going to squeeze that right there with best. And then our final word was end. This is definitely the end of spell check time. E-N-D, end. It's here. Well, how did you do? Did you spell everything accurately? If not, it's okay. You're going to fix it. How about your writing? Was it neat? Awesome. You are so stellar with your spelling and writing skills and printing skills, or even if you're on a device and you're typing, or you've got one of those pens that write on a device. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Well, I'm glad that we joined together. And I love too that not only did we work on practicing our spelling, connecting it with word reading and spelling, but we also brushed up on our rhyming skills. Hey, we are on a reading adventure. We're moving up, we're moving forward, and I tell you, we are blossoming together. Okay. We have worked really hard on ending blends, and we're going to be moving forward, and we're going to be doing a few more lessons together with our first in phonics. And then I thought it would be fun to take a little break. It's almost summer. We can't let down on our reading practice, but I thought it would be really fun to start a reading series. This one's going to be really interesting. So join me for our next time together. I'm still not sure if I'll continue my first in phonics lessons and start a new one and do one more before summer break. I'm thinking on it. Or if I'll move into our next story reading adventure, which has a lot to do with our ABCs, but don't be fooled about ABCs. We're not going to be learning the letters of the alphabet. We're going to be discovering some books that use alphabet letters to teach us about states and people and places and creatures. You have to go in alphabetical order, and you can learn some fun facts by following the ABC trail. What do you think? Should I do one more first in phonics lesson before the end of the school year? It's still early in May. Or should we launch in to our ABC alphabetical order books that teach us facts? I'm thinking on it. All right, until our next time together, as always, keep practicing, keep reading. Don't just read to learn, but read to enjoy too. Have your parents or grandparents or your siblings read you a book. Read every day and enjoy the journey. All right, until our next time together, I can't wait. As always, have a good one. I'll see you real soon.